In a small town, Ria Sharma, a young subdivisional magistrate, decided to attend her school friend's wedding, wanting to blend in and enjoy the day like any ordinary person. She left her official car and security detail behind, opting instead to ride her scooter, dressed in simple, elegant attire. She felt a sense of freedom, a brief escape from the responsibilities of her post. Little did she know, this simple journey would soon spiral into a test of her resolve and expose a deep-seated rot within the very system she was sworn to uphold. The roads were bustling, filled with the everyday sounds of life, as she navigated her way towards the celebration, completely unaware of the confrontation that lay just ahead. As Ria approached a makeshift police checkpoint, Inspector Rajesh Singh, a man whose reputation was as tarnished as his uniform, flagged her down. His eyes scanned her from head to toe, not with the professionalism of an officer, but with a predatory gaze. "Hey you, no helmet," he sneered, his tone dripping with arrogance. Ria politely explained she was on her way to a wedding nearby and had forgotten it in her haste, but Rajesh wasn't interested in explanations. He saw an opportunity. He saw a lone woman he could intimidate. His demeanor turned hostile, his words becoming laced with inappropriate remarks. He started demanding an exorbitant fine, making it clear that this wasn't about law enforcement, it was about extortion and power. Ria, though inwardly alarmed by his audacity, remained composed, deciding to see just how far this corrupt officer would go. The situation escalated dangerously. Rajesh, emboldened by Ria's silence, grabbed her arm. "You think you're too smart for us," he snarled, his constables, like vultures circling their prey, closed in. One of them slapped her across the face, the sting of the impact shocking her. Another pulled her hair, attempting to drag her towards their jeep. "We'll teach you a lesson at the station," they threatened. Throughout this horrifying ordeal, Ria did not fight back. She didn't scream or reveal her identity. Instead, she became a silent observer, her mind meticulously recording every detail. Their names, their actions, their utter contempt for the law. She was no longer just a woman being harassed. She was an officer of the state, gathering evidence from the inside. Each insult, each shove, was another nail in their coffins. She knew her silence now would lead to their downfall later. At the station, the nightmare continued. Ria was thrown into a filthy, overcrowded cell. Rajesh, in a display of pure malice, fabricated a series of false charges against her. He accused her of theft, of being a public nuisance, even of blackmail. He paraded her in front of other detainees, trying to humiliate her. From inside the cell, Ria's eyes were opened to a grim reality. She saw firsthand how the innocent were treated, how they were bullied, extorted, and stripped of their dignity by the very people meant to protect them. She listened to their stories of despair, of false cases, and endless harassment. This wasn't just about Rajesh anymore. It was about a systemic disease. The injustice she witnessed fueled a cold, burning resolve within her. This ordeal was no longer personal. It had become a mission. Hours passed. Just as despair began to settle over the cell, a new figure entered the station. Arsal Vikram Rawat, an officer known for his integrity, was on his night round. He immediately sensed that something was amiss. The charged atmosphere, Rajesh's smug demeanor, and the unusual presence of a well-dressed woman in the holding cell piqued his suspicion. He noticed the quiet dignity with which Ria carried herself, a stark contrast to the desperation around her. Vikram's instincts, honed by years of honest service, told him this was no ordinary case. He pulled Ria aside, away from the others, and began to question her gently, sensing there was a much bigger story hidden behind her silence. He treated her with a respect that had been absent all day, a small act of decency in a sea of corruption. Suddenly, the screech of tires outside silenced the entire station. A government vehicle with a flashing beacon pulled up, and a man stormed in, his face a mask of fury. It was the district magistrate, the highest-ranking official in the entire district. He had been alerted that his SDM was missing and had tracked her location to this very police station. The DM's presence sent a wave of panic through the corrupt officers. Rajesh Singh's face went pale. The DM strode directly to the bars of the cell, his eyes locking onto Ria. "What is the meaning of this? On what grounds is she being held?" he boomed, his voice echoing with authority. Rajesh stammered, trying to present his fabricated report. The DM snatched the papers and tore them in half without even a glance. The DM turned to Ria. "Are you all right?" he asked, his voice filled with concern. Ria looked up, her gaze steady and unwavering. She finally broke her silence. In a clear, powerful voice that cut through the stunned silence of the room, she declared, "Sir, I am Ria Sharma, Subdivisional Magistrate." The three words hit the station like a thunderclap. Inspector Rajesh Singh and his constables froze, their faces contorted in pure terror. The color drained from their faces as the horrifying realization dawned on them. The woman they had harassed, assaulted, and falsely imprisoned was not just a helpless citizen. She was their superior, an officer with the power to destroy their careers and their lives. The hunter had just become the hunted. Suspend him. Arrest him immediately. The DM roared, pointing a trembling finger at Rajesh Singh. Abuse of power, fabricating evidence, assault. He will answer for all of it. Rajesh, desperate, fumbled in his drawer and pulled out a piece of paper. "Sir, my transfer order. I'm being transferred. You can't," he pleaded. The DM laughed, a cold, harsh sound. "A transfer order won't save you from prison, Inspector," he said dismissively. As Rajesh was being handcuffed, crying and begging for mercy, Ria stepped forward. "Sir," she said to the DM, "this isn't just about him. This is bigger. The entire department is infected." She knew this was her chance to not just punish one man, but to cleanse the whole system. In the hours that followed, the police station became the headquarters for a massive anti-corruption operation. Ria, now back in her role as SDM, worked alongside the DM. They discovered a tangled web of deceit. It turned out Rayesh's transfer was arranged by his corrupt superiors to protect him. They found records of extortion, illegal detentions, and cases where the innocent were framed while the guilty walked free. Many officers were complicit, forming a network that preyed on the public, and the DM were no longer just dealing with a few bad apples. They were facing a rotten orchard. They decided they wouldn't stop until every single corrupt official was held accountable for their crimes. The cleanup had begun. Just then, the Senior Superintendent of Police, the SSP, arrived, feigning outrage. "What is happening in my district? I will take strict action," he declared. But Rhea was one step ahead. During her time in the cell, she had overheard enough to connect the dots. "Your action comes a little too late, SSP," she said calmly, holding up a file. It was a dossier she had been secretly compiling for months, detailing the SSP's own involvement in the corruption ring. The SSP's face turned ashen as he saw the irrefutable evidence against him. "Arrest him as well," the DM commanded, his voice leaving no room for argument. The district's top cop was arrested in his own jurisdiction, a stunning turn of events that signaled a new era of accountability. The next 48 hours saw a storm of justice sweep through the district. Acting on the evidence uncovered by Rhea and the DM, special teams conducted raids across the region. Over 40 police officers and more than 10 other government officials were arrested. The news spread like wildfire. The story of the young female SDM who went undercover and single-handedly exposed the deep-rooted corruption became a local legend. People who had suffered in silence for years finally found their voice, coming forward with their own stories. SDM Rhea Sharma was no longer just an administrator. She had become a symbol of hope, a beacon of integrity, and a fearless warrior for justice. Her courage proved that one person, armed with truth and unwavering resolve, could indeed challenge a corrupt system and win. Justice, though it may sometimes be delayed, will never be denied. Thank you for watching. If this story inspired you, please hit the like button, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more content that celebrates courage and integrity. We'll see you in the next video.